This conversation around reparations has also gained a lot of traction in recent times. And I know it's a big focus for the Decolonizing Wealth project to really think about reparations for Black and Brown communities. Do you want to say more? I mean, one foundation has surprised you, but do you want to just share anything more about what you see as possible now, that it's not just an imagination, a bold idea, a provocative spark, but an actualization, and this moment we're in, right? This like reckoning and this moment we're in. The circumstances have shifted where something different is possible now that wasn't 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Absolutely. Yeah, I am a major advocate for reparations and for the returning of land to indigenous people, because Donna kind of said this in her comments earlier, everything is connected to money. It just is. Money is like this proxy, this symbol, this thing that's almost not real, almost imaginary. We made it up as people, as a symbol. But colonization and slavery, all these horrific things that have happened in our country's history, all go back to this hoarding of resources and money. And so for me, it's the way out of that is to think about using money differently as medicine. But to repair that, we've got to use money as a part of that repair process. So we need truth, we need reconciliation, and we need reparations. We are not going to close the race wealth gap that exists right now, where we as indigenous people and Black families in this country have like pennies or less than pennies to the dollar of white folks, because of the history of very intentional public policies that were created that prohibited us from building wealth in this country. And so poverty is the product of those public policies, and it's the product of theft. And so the way that we repair that is that we give back what was taken. We give the land back, and we give back money and the wealth that was built on the backs of Black people in this country. And so I'm so excited because I felt like 3 years ago, people, and there always have been people talking about reparations, but it wasn't as dominant as a conversation as we're hearing now. And a big part of that is thanks to people in this room who write about race and power and wealth, and the journalists that are here. And it's, we're at a point in our time where I think that the need for healing is so clear. After January the 6th, if you didn't think we needed racial healing in this country, after those terrifying events, it's so clear, and I just don't see a way to racial healing without paying back and fixing the harm. And reparations is moving away from being this word that is triggering and scary or whatever for folks to actually a beautiful word. Again, I think a role for people in this room who write, who are storytellers, who are culture influencers, we have the opportunity to reshape that narrative. Repair is just such a beautiful thing, right? Like to repair a relationship, to repair a bridge that is broken, like anything that is broken to fix it. So, HR 40 is currently moving through Congress, and this is a bill that people have fought for 30 years. 30 years, and this is as far as it's ever gotten, so it feels within reach. Our organization has launched what I believe to be the first ever fund to support reparations movement building in this country. We're about to announce 1st of September about $1.9 million in grants that will support Black-led organizing, Indigenous-led organizing to return wealth and to return land to our communities. And so when we put out the RFP for that, I was like, I knew reparations work was happening. We got in like 93 proposals from every state in this union, including Alaska, including Puerto Rico as well. There's work happening on the ground. There's work happening at the state level, and there's a national movement for reparations in this country. So I think it's beautiful. I think it's timely, and we're ready for this. We also must have truth and reconciliation, right? It's not about just cutting the check. We also have to fight back on, the attack on truth that we're experiencing right now, how they want to take critical race theory out of the classroom, right? These are all strategies to really perpetuate white supremacy. And, so there are some who are in favor of, well, let's pay reparations, but we're not going to teach this anymore. We need all of that. We have to have the truth. We have to have reconciliation, and we have to pay for what we've done and right those wrongs. And reparations is the way.